From athletic stuff like a full court pickup game, swish, to athletic-ish stuff like a half-mile stroll. Get those steps in. Head to Sierra or Sierra.com for the brands you want at the prices that let you do it all. From athletic to athletic-ish, Sierra's got it.
Get in the game with the college-branded Venmo debit card. Wreck your team with every tap and earn up to 5% cash back with Venmo Stash, a new rewards program from Venmo. No monthly fee, no minimum balance, just school pride and spending power. Get in the game and sign up for the Venmo debit card at venmo.com/collegecard. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. Select schools available. Venmo Stash terms and exclusions apply at venmo.me/stash terms. Max $100 cash back per month.
We're here because your heightened awareness deserves heightened entertainment. The Last Show with David Cooper.
A viral video of a monkey went around a few days ago, and it was absolutely heartbreaking. A little tiny monkey got beaten up by his monkey, well, I guess not friends, maybe enemies at the time. He ran off, and he hugged his little plushie on his own, ostracized from the monkey group. It was horrific, and worse still, the monkey's name is Punch, and he got punched by by another monkey. I'm here with Dr. Cliff Redford. It is Vet Talk. It is Pet Talk. Check out Cliff's podcast, Vet Life. Cliff, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. This is a fascinating story. Did they name him Punch and then he got punched, or did they name him Punch after he got punched? Because that would be pretty nasty of the zookeepers.
I would like to think he's named after the drink, not after the violent act.
I think that's what it was. So Punch is a baby macaque.
You can't say that on the radio.
Baby? Sorry, infant.
Macaque.
Macaque? Punch is a baby macaque. 6 or 7 months ago, he was abandoned by his mother and abandoned by his monkey friends. It's true. No. He was all by himself. He was essentially rescued by the zoo in Ichikawa, Japan. And he was bullied, and he was by himself. And they ended up, the zookeepers got him, because he was raised by the zookeepers for the longest time. And then eventually, once he was old enough to essentially fend for himself, which isn't quite true, but like any good Karate Kid movie, he was left on his own and had to deal with these bullies. But unlike all the Karate Kid movies, there was no Mr. Miyagi. Instead, there was a plush little orangutan toy that you can get from IKEA, by the way. It is an IKEA toy. And
this episode brought to you by...
there you go. So Punch became friends with this toy. And anytime Punch was punched or bullied, he would run to this toy and hug it and cuddle it and caress it and drag it all over the place. And it became this big viral moment. But what is beautiful about this story is Punch has gained confidence and has learned how to work within the social hierarchy. He's now being seen standing up for himself and screaming at the monkeys that have been bullying him. And he's actually made not fake friends, but real friends now within the group. So it's this beautiful viral story. But what I found fascinating is this sort of proves, I mean, we already knew it was true, but this showcases a theory of attachment, it's called, that was discovered in 1950s. So back in the 1950s, animal behaviorists, and humans are considered animals as well, believed in what they called the behaviorist theory, that we become attached to a parenting figure, one that gives us the necessities of life. Food,
for me, it's my
water.
therapist. For most people, it's their parents.
Well, their theory prior to the 1950s was it was whoever gave you food, shelter, water, nutrients. That's
my therapist. No, he doesn't.
But what this study actually proved was that monkeys, therefore probably people, are more attached with those that give us the emotional requirements, the cuddling, the love, the support. This study is a little barbaric. We don't treat monkeys this way anymore, but what they did was they took a group of rhesus monkeys and they took them away from their mothers when they were quite young. They stuck them in a confined space all by themselves, and in the confined space there were two, air quote, mothers. There was the wire mother and the soft mother. The wire mother was literally the shape of a monkey made out of chicken wire, and it had these tubes that provided food and water. So the monkeys could go up to this wire mother and get fed and get water and get nutrients. The soft mother was the same shape, et cetera, and it was basically a plush, carpeted, soft creation.
Like the IKEA toy.
Like the IKEA toy, but it had no nutrients whatsoever. It did not feed the monkey. What they found, and they were not anticipating this, is the rhesus monkeys almost single-handedly spent all their time with the soft monkey. And it showed that that attachment went to what was giving you emotional support, the soft and cuddly side of life, and not the necessities of life. And this flipped the behaviorist world upside down, and it sort of showed the value of this punch thing, this punch story. So it has gone viral. It has shown people the need for friends, the need for cuddling, the need for hugging. Now there's some arguments that, okay, unfortunately, this monkey has become so popular that people are demanding that they can buy macaque monkeys on the illegal exotic animal trade.
That's not good at all.
The Tate brothers have offered $250,000 for Punch. Of course,
no.
I mean, they're just being
Idiots.
troublemakers. They're just being idiots.
I saw the initial video of the orphan in the pen or the cage or the, I don't know, even call it enclosure with the other monkeys being bullied, running to its stuffy. And then that's all I saw. And I was heartbroken. So if anyone saw this, you need to scroll down for the next video, which is him getting along with the other monkeys. Cause that really, it restores faith, I guess not in humanity, but in animal-anity.
Much more animal-anity. Yeah, I think that's the word. See, the problem with humanity is, me being the veterinarian and the animal rights activist, and, I recognize the need for zoos and in rescuing animals that have been injured and can't be released. But macaques and other primates are so complicated. They are highly intelligent. They have this complicated social hierarchy and social structure. They need so much more stimulation than being in this enclosure, this concrete enclosure. I am sure some of the bullying is occurring from these other monkeys because they do not feel fulfilled in their life. There are other sanctuaries and there are zoos that are not basically circus sideshows where thousands of people over the course of a couple of days are going to the zoo now to take photos of Punch and being cute with this little cuddly toy that he has. So it kind of opens up other questions, but sometimes I am a poop disturber and a party pooper. But that's what I sort of thought of when I heard about this story. And I just hope that Punch continues to make friends and, maybe it'll start opening up the conversation regarding how we treat these animals and how we can make lives better for them.
I don't know. I don't mind zoos as much as you probably, but my girlfriend, she's from San Diego and they have a wonderful zoo there, but it's an old zoo. So the enclosures, the pens, the exhibits, they're all kind of small. And when you go and you see big cats like leopards and tigers or whatever they got over there, and they're in their small little cages and they're pacing back and forth, it's the pacing that really bothers me, that really makes me feel like we're,
that
torturing.
Pacing is a sign of what's called captivity psychosis. And they're basically going crazy.
I had that in my last marriage.
Yeah. So did every husband.
Great.
Done.
But no, yeah, like it's not necessarily the best environment for animals, but I understand we're, maybe not treating animals amazing, but the larger conservation efforts that come out of zoos are amazing. And in general, these institutions, for the most part, not all of them, for the most part, help animals, especially the public ones, maybe not the private zoos, don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems, and we could have a conversation that probably would not end up being aired on this wonderful radio/podcast show that you have. So we'll just talk about it in the off time. But be kind to animals. That's basically be kind to animals.
I feel like you resolve on that every single time you're here. But it's not a bad.
It's an easy what about the children? It's an easy thing that no one can say. No, you know what? We're not going to be kind to animals. It's a nice passive aggressive way of ending your conversation.
Monster Energy. Everybody knows White Monster Zero Ultra. That's the OG. It kicked off this whole zero sugar energy drink thing. But Ultra is a whole lineup now. You've got Strawberry Dreams, Blue Hawaiian, Sunrise, and Vice Guava. And they all bring the Monster Energy punch. So if you've been living in the white can, branch out. Ultra's got a flavor for every vibe. And every single one is zero sugar. Tap the banner to learn more.
Imagine being licked by your favorite dog, Rover, or Fluffy, or Poochie. I don't know, what's the name for a dog? Spot? That's another one. Imagine being... Buddy, that's another one. Luna?
Yeah.
Okay, getting more complicated here. Imagine being licked by your favorite dog, only to find yourself in the hospital having just lost all your limbs. It sounds like a nightmare, but that's exactly what happened to one woman. I'm here with Dr. Cliff Redford, a veterinarian. We're talking all things pets. After all, it's Pet Talk, or is it Vet Talk? Cliff, welcome back.
Thank you very, very much. That is pretty much what happened to this woman. This is not clickbaity at all. You are 100% right. The title of the article was "Woman Loses All Her Limbs After Being Licked by a Dog." And that is exactly what happened. So the woman in question, her name is Manjeet Sangha. She is from the UK. She's same age as me, 52 years old. And last July, sometime in July, on a Saturday, she was outside enjoying a lovely day with her dog. And Sunday, everything went fine, didn't think anything of it. Sunday, she went to work, and she left work early and came home complaining that she just didn't feel well. She's just no energy, feverish, just blah, right? Well, Monday, she doesn't wake up. Her husband finds her unconscious, essentially in her room. Her feet are ice cold. Her lips are blue. She's not breathing well. She ends up waking up in the hospital something like 7 weeks later. She went into a coma. Oh, no. She had 6 episodes of cardiac arrest. So arguably she died 6 times. Her heart stopped 6 times during this coma. She developed pneumonia. She developed gallstones. And while she was in the coma, they had to amputate both of her legs from the knees down, amputate both of her hands, took out her spleen, took out the gallstone, and they think it's all because she was licked. A tiny little scratch she had was licked by her dog, and the infection quickly developed sepsis, meaning the body's immune system to whatever foreign invader comes in, the body's immune system becomes severely overreactive. And the white blood cells are produced at massive amounts. All these different endotoxins are produced, and the body starts attacking itself as a foreign object. It's like, I'm going to get in a bar fight and I just start swinging haymakers. And if I hit my girlfriend accidentally, that's what ends up happening. That's sort of, I'm not encouraging this, of course. That is sort of what happens in these sepsis cases. And it causes necrosis of tissue, especially in the periphery, like the feet and the hands. She spent 32 weeks, in the hospital. But this woman is so strong and independent. She's already saying, I want to get back to work. Where they've got a GoFundMe page where they're raising money for prosthetics. And she's like, I just spent 32 weeks asleep or sitting in a bed. I can't do this anymore. I want to get outside. I want to enjoy life. I want to play with my dog. And
sepsis, though, it's like no joke. And when a pet breaks skin and gets saliva, or even with cats and dogs, the tip of their nails and their paws can be very filthy as well. You got to be careful. If that wound starts getting funky, like, get it seen.
Yeah, like if you get bit by a cat and the bite punctures the skin. I've been bitten by cats, and I go to the doctor right away and I say, give me some clavulanic acid and amoxicillin. It's called Clavamox or Clavaceptin. It's a very powerful antibiotic. Cats, more so than dogs, but both cats and dogs have a bacteria in their mouths called Pasteurella multocida or multicida, depending on how you say it. And it's like chemical warfare. Now, the problem with cat bites is they don't generally bleed that much. They bite you, and their teeth are so tiny and sharp that it sort of deposits bacteria under the skin. The skin seals up very, very quickly. You're like, oh, I'm fine. And then you develop this toxic line of like blue vessels running up your arm, let's say. And back in the day of when no antibiotics existed, I mean, a cat bite would kill you. You'd certainly have to amputate a limb. There's another story of a woman named June Baxter, retired legal secretary, 83 years old, simple cut on her leg again. The next day, her daughter comes over with their dog. The dog licks the wound. The following day, the woman is unwell, and she ended up dying 9 days later, and they did culture Pasteurella multocida from this wound. So Now, there is only one animal out there that has a dirtier mouth than cats and dogs.
Me.
Humans.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. So don't go licking wounds, and if you get bit by somebody, that's a serious threat too.
So the next time I get bit by a cat or a person and it breaks the skin, I should probably go to the doctor.
You should probably go to the doctor. And I mean, I had a friend of mine that was playing indoor soccer, did a simple slide tackle, developed an abrasion on his calf, no big deal. A couple of days later, he's in the hospital. He ended up recovering fine, but they almost had to amputate his leg due to a flesh-eating bacteria that he picked up. So basically, go to the doctor. If there's a problem and you're not sure, ask your doctor.
Can we derail a bit and talk about cat scratch fever? That's when a kitty scratches you and the bacteria that's on their claws like infects your skin, and then your body runs a fever, and it can be quite bad. Like it's like a serious fever.
It wasn't a song too? Wasn't there a cat scratch fever song?
Cat scratch fever of 100. Yeah, that's a different song.
I think that's it. Yeah, cat scratch fever is a problem. I'll be honest, the bacteria name escapes me. It is not something we see here in the Great White North very often. It is much more of a southern U.S. problem. But basically, the world is dirty. And, you know, if you get a wound, clean it. Don't let an animal or a person lick it. You know, apply appropriate medication. And if you don't feel well, go to the doctor.
And be nice to pets. That's your general advice.
And be kind to animals, of course.
If we're talking about weird, funky animals, we got a couple minutes left. Let's talk about this barnacle, this parasite that we've never seen before that is currently really causing problems for deep sea sharks. I always love when new life is discovered, but this life is horrific.
Yeah, and I think they knew this barnacle existed. It is called Analasma squalicola, and it's up in sort of Norway, up in the fjord area. But it's your classic barnacle that has these little jointed appendices that wave in the water and grab plankton. They're filter eaters. But then, now that they're starting to do more and more sort of research and discovery, as they went down into this one fjord in Norway and they were looking at lantern sharks who go down they live as far as 3,281 feet underwater, they found these same barnacles attached to these sharks. And what is happening is these barnacles are basically growing these roots into the shark's dense tissue and are feeding off of their blood and their serum and their various bodily fluids in the tissue and aren't feeding on plankton. So they found that the digestive tracts of these barnacles are absent of nutrients of food, that they're absorbing it directly into their own circulatory system, stealing it from the sharks. So it's become this amazing indication of like almost quick evolution and adaptation where the barnacle has not changed its form, it's just changed its abilities. It's like a new power.
Well, this is terrible news for anyone who's listening and is a Norwegian shark. Stay away from barnacles is our advice. Dr. Cliff Redford is here. He is a veterinarian. Check out his podcast. It's called Vet Life. Cliff, it was a joy having you on the show. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks as always.
Firefighters risk their lives every single day.
Fridays on Global.
I'm gonna get you out of here, bud.
This is the greatest job in the world.
An all-new Fire Country.
Firefighter Leon, I need you to make your own risk assessment.
We're going in.
Deep in the woods behind you, there's a wildfire. We're in the game now, boys!
TV's hottest show.
It's up. Be safe.
Keeps getting hotter.
Will you help?
Happy to.
Fire Country, all new Fridays at 9 Eastern on Global. Stream on Stack TV.